Hi, and welcome to Kentucky Farm Bureau Reports. Today is Kentucky Farm Bureau Day at the State Fair, where agriculture takes center stage. As usual, what would the State Fair be without a friendly greeting from Freddie Farm Bureau?
So where have you been so far to the fair? Have you seen animals?
More than 1,600 people, including Governor Steve Beshear, were on hand this year to witness the sale of the Grand Champion ham, provided by Scott Hams of Muhlenberg County. This year's ham went for an amazing $300,000 to Dr. Mark Lynn and Associates.
We were excited to be here and came planning to bid, so it was actually a lot of fun. So the money is going to go to Visually Impaired Preschool Services, Eastern Area Community Ministries, and University of Louisville. I don't know that enough can be said good about Farm Bureau and what they do for the state. So much of it goes unknown because a lot of people hear agriculture and they turn it off. But they've got to realize that's a vital part of who we are in Kentucky, and Farm Bureau is the leader in that. You can't just say enough good about it.
Dr. Mark Lynn has been a bidder. This is the second time. He brought $300,000 that goes to charity here in the Louisville area, and I think that is just significant when you can have business leaders want to give back to their community and celebrate and promote agriculture at the same time. It's a good combination for us.
Kentucky Farm Bureau also sponsored informational booths at the State Fair. The bright yellow booths were scattered throughout the fairground to help those attending with any questions they may have. The Kentucky Farm Bureau booth was present throughout the fair, giving folks an opportunity to stop by and learn a little more about the organization, and they can also register for a free drawing. More than 60 counties were represented in this year's Pride of the Counties exhibit at the State Fair. The exhibit, sponsored by Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance, gives Kentucky counties an opportunity to show off their area's unique blend of art, food, historic sites, industry, and other attractions to the thousands attending the State Fair. Leslie County's booth received this year's Best Exhibit Award.
We are part of the largest elk herd east of the Mississippi River. We've got a tremendous number of wildlife. Along with the elk, we've got the bear, the deer, and the turkey. We've got over 100 miles of four-wheel trails open to public. As small of a county as we are, we're one of the few places you'll ever find that has less than 300 in our county seat town and still have 2 colleges. We're a part of we have the longest running, the largest midwifery school in the nation, which is Frontier Nursing University. We also have the School for Bluegrass and Traditional Music, which is the only accredited traditional music school in Kentucky. Just plain pretty place. We'd like folks to come see us.
Hundreds of eager spectators watched various groups compete in this year's annual Gospel Quartet contest, sponsored by Kentucky Farm Bureau.
Now you may be like David of old.
The winners of this year's contest were New Vision of Anderson County. They performed again later during the annual Farm Bureau picnic.
I teach at North Laurel High School, so I brought 52 students with me, and we have been, came in, enjoyed the meal here, and they're getting ready to go out and look at all the exhibits, 4-H and FFA exhibits particularly, and then also see some of the livestock shows.
Kentucky Farm Bureau also purchased the State Fair's Reserve Champion steer during the annual Sale of Champions. The steer was exhibited by Blake Boyd of Mason County. Kentucky Farm Bureau, along with other contributors, purchased the steer for $22,500. Proceeds from the sale will go to the 4-H and FFA. Also during the fair, dairy farmers from across Kentucky came together for the Dairy Appreciation Dinner. The event raises awareness for the dairy industry and celebrates the best producers in the industry. All across the Commonwealth, policy development meetings have been taking place, like this one in Barron County, where District 4 is meeting for some good time fellowship and some grassroots work in policy development.
I've been involved with the Farm Bureau. When my father retired, he asked if I would, and the board approved, and I got elected to the local board probably about 12 years ago, and was vice president for a few years, and I'm local president now. And it's home. And you know, a lot of the people I know I've known for years that have come here, and it's good to meet with other farmers and enjoy the fellowship and to find out what ideals from each county.
I'd like to introduce Congressman Brett Guthrie.
Kentucky Farm Bureau Director Scott Travison and his wife Robbie played host to a public meeting with 2nd District Congressman Brett Guthrie at their Spencer County farm.
We're home in August for our district work period, so we like to get out and hear about what's going on in the district and hear from people in the real world that have to deal with EPA regulations. They have to deal with all the other things that are going on, and they want the economy to work. Of course, now we're in an agriculture situation tonight. We have the drought issues going on with the drought. The Farm Bill is sitting in the one. There's a Senate version and there's a House version that's sitting in the House committee. We're trying to pass livestock assistance because of the drought. And so all that's going on right now. So it's very timely we're here because we're going to get back after the Democratic convention. We'll be back in Washington, D.C. and ready to work up until we break for the elections.
We support the Kentucky Livestock Care Standards Commission in their efforts to establish minimum livestock and poultry care. We have been absolutely in support of that from day one.
Kentucky Farm Bureau President Mark Haney was among agriculture leaders addressing the Kentucky Livestock Care Standards Commission. More than 100 people packed a legislative conference room in the Capitol Annex for a 2-hour meeting in which agriculture officials, animal welfare activists, and others took turns commenting on proposed guidelines, which will be submitted to the State Board of Agriculture and, eventually, a legislative overview committee.
If there's anything I want you to remember from our organization is that we will hang our hat on proven science and research, and that we continue to go in the direction, not on emotion, but on facts-based in this industry. Thank you very much for allowing us to be here.
Farm Bureau state staff recently visited Louisville for the American Farm Bureau Staff Institute. The Institute is the premier professional opportunity for more than 500 employees of state farm bureaus as well as the American Farm Bureau.
We think it's very important on a couple of levels. One is to give staff, state staff, and frankly our AFBF staff the opportunity to further their skills, their career skills, their job skills, their leadership skills. But it also is a great opportunity for staff to get together and network and collaborate and learn from each other. And so both of those functions are very important, and we find it to be very successful in terms of importance to the organization.
On Tuesday, they had breakout sessions by program areas. The field staff got to be in one area, the communication staff, the technology people got to be in a different area to get together and share ideas with their peers. And then that evening we had a reception, and Mr. Mark Haney, our state president, came in and he welcomed to Kentucky and shared the importance that staff play in the Rural Farm Bureau throughout the country. And then after that, we've had a lot of group sessions. So it's a learning experience, also a lot of fellowship. I've been attending these since back in Memphis in 1978. And down through the years, you develop relationships with staff of other states that you work with throughout the year. You may call them, you may email them, you may see them at meetings and share ideas and help each other.
Now let's meet a new face to the Farm Bureau family.
I'm so happy to be part of the Farm Bureau family. And as many of you all know, I grew up on a dairy and a tobacco farm. And as your all's new social media specialist, I'm so excited to be able to share the story of the farmer and of Farm Bureau. So if you all need anything, or if you all have any social media news, please be sure to send it over to me or shoot me an email. And I look forward to working with you all for many years to come.
And now for some events coming up on the calendar. National Farm Safety Week is September 16th through the 22nd. The Kentucky Farm Bureau Golf Classic is September 24th. And don't forget, resolutions are due October 15th. Well, that's it for this month's report. We'll see you next time. Say goodbye, Freddie.
Goodbye.